My name is Reed Blinn of Newmark Knight Frank. Today we're very pleased to welcome for our City Business interview Todd Carmichael, co-founder and CEO of La Colombe. Welcome, Todd.
The idea to be the first man to walk unsupported and unaided from the edge of Antarctica at the South Pole came to me in Africa, because that makes sense, right? It doesn't make sense. And it was an English guy who was going on about the feat, and I was surprised. I thought, wait, I never thought of that. Now I have all these books about deserts, because I really enjoy deserts. And I remember the last pages were of Antarctica. I never really sank in my mind that, yeah, Antarctica is a desert. And he was an English guy, well-known explorer, and he was saying how it couldn't be done solo. He had looked at it, it couldn't be done solo, and it particularly couldn't be done solo by an American. And it just got under my skin, you know? It's like two kids in the ballpark, right? And I was just like, what do you mean again? And so by the end of this trek I was on with him, I said, I'm gonna do it. And then here's the problem, is that, you know, I'm a bit of a hound dog. It's like once I'm on the scent, I just can't shake it. Even if I try to, it's done. It gets in the brain, and it's just gonna go like this until it gets done. And so then I did it. That's realistically it. It takes some time. I mean, you really have to be physically and mentally prepared. I mean, you will lose, if you start out at 225 pounds and you can run 2 marathons a day, that's the kind of shape you're in. And you have to pull 250 to 275 pounds. It's gotta go straight uphill, 14,000 feet, all the way to the pole, never saying a word to anyone, only eating what's in your sled. You're gonna lose 65, 70 pounds, and your lungs are gonna be burned. Your face is gonna be burned almost to a crisp. Your hands are gonna be black, your feet are gonna be black, and you're gonna be mumbling to yourself that makes no sense to anyone. It's a really, really tough trip. So you gotta be really ready for it, and I was. And I did it, I made it, barely. You know, often I tend to do things because I'm really interested in being my own hero. It always strikes me as strange when we read these stories and you admire so much the guy on the screen, but you don't do anything to be like him. And all I want to do is say, well, you know what? You know, I treat my heroes as kind of, I don't know, guides, and then I try to act out like, the way they did, right? So ultimately, since I was the first to ever do it, no one can ever take the first away. I'll always be mentioned along with one of my heroes. So the question is, you know, where does all the passion come from, right? I'm always cautious to say it's passion, because passion to me is an emotion, and human emotions are notoriously unreliable, right? And passion is one of those really hot burning, you know, you have it for 10 minutes and it's over. Passion gets you nowhere. It doesn't, it's not sustainable enough. You can't run a company for 24 years on 10 minutes of passion, right? It has to be somewhere else, or you can't walk 40 days. I think passion gets overused a lot, and and I think genius gets overused a lot, because I'm not passionate and I'm not a genius, right? What I am is I'm doggedly obsessed. And that shit happens to you. It's like but it happens this way. My older sister, when I was a kid, used to say this all the time: go and your interests will follow. And I always thought that was some of the greatest advice. So instead of just sitting around thinking, oh, what do I want to do? And you never really conclude it, just go, just begin, and your interests follow. So I take that now and say, go and your interests follow, and your obsessions follow right after that. Just don't spend a lot of time sitting around thinking about it.